Good evening from the Kingdom of Balance. So, today we are looking at 3 games from the bundle for racial justice and equality. The games we have today are Changeling, Fugue in Void, and Haque. I think it's called Haque. It could be Haque, but I think it's Haque. So I'm going to go with that. We're going to just look at each one of them for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get a sense for what they're like. After that, I'll mention the credits and like links to the game. So if you want to check them out, you can. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week, and I go through 3 games each day. So first up, we have Changeling. The last time I was streaming, I had some technical issues. I had to restart between each games. Hopefully today it's not going to happen, but if it does happen, I normally take a 5-minute break anyway during that time, so that we can just use the break to restart my computer. Okay, so start loading up the first game. Yeah, forgot to create the shortcuts. Let me see. I have to go find them now. Changeling. It's loading slowly. My computer is very old. There it is. I think it's... yeah, it's showing. Awesome. Okay. Hi, Shelly. You showed up? Isn't the game nice? It's like, I really appreciate the borders, like all the flowery little borders. It definitely has that fairy feel to it, which is what I think they're going for with the name Changeling. So I suspect this is some sort of visual novel style dating sim, but I don't know, I'm not sure. But even if it is, like with the Changeling theme, I think that's gonna be really interesting. Okay. I love the colors, love it. Okay, so I'm gonna start the new game. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you'll see a part of the first game. I think, yeah, Shelly says it's very pretty. I'll be here for a bit, but I have other stuff to do before bed. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just play 45 minutes of this, or less. I think it's gonna be really pretty. I have no idea what the other 2 games are gonna be like, so I can't say if it's gonna, like, I can't say anything about them. Okay, first name Nora. I often go with the default names. Lewis, okay. Nora Lewis. Oh, I love the little borders and the... okay. When I was little, I dreamed of being carried away to a far-off land. It was a recurring dream of flying through the air, surrounded by softly singing voices. Okay. Oh my god. That is gorgeous. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just sit here and admire it for a bit. Okay, because not only is the color palette so consistent, it looks like it looks like real books. It's such a good art. Okay. I love fairy themes, so this just really gets to me. Okay. Back then I read book after book of old fairy tales in my grandmother's study, the kind where good children didn't always make it out of the dark swamp unscathed, and sometimes the goblins won. So, old fairy tales. During the day, I would run through the forest by our house and pretend the stories were real. Every tree was a sentinel watching over me, and rustling leaves were the sweet whispers of fairies coaxing me further and further from the house. Then it all crumbled. The trees and games had to be left behind. Books were left to gather dust on shelves, and dreams were left to fade into memory. Okay, I need to read the book itself. At least I want to read the book itself. Okay, so the book says, when the world was young and the boundaries between the natural and supernatural were less distinct, the Fae were much more widespread than they are in modern times. They dwelt in every forest, in every tree or stone, and under every hill. They were secretive and shy, but even if they stayed out of sight, they were never far from where humans were. Before mortals grew away from nature, fairies always lingered near to watch them. Most fairies had a great love for humans, especially human children. Though their lives were short, their souls were like brilliant flames that burned out all too quickly. And like moths to candles, the Fae were drawn to those flames. They would wait until... It's an interesting take that human children's lives were short. No, it's saying that the fairies were drawn to the flames of the humans. So, yeah, so it's interesting that they see the change from children to adulthood as an end of their life. That is very interesting take on that. I relate, so that's why I'm noticing that. They would wait until night to sneak through open windows or sleep through any crack in search of unguarded human children. When they found them defenseless and unprotected, the fairies would carry those babies in the realm of Fae in hopes of rejuvenating their own frail race with the vibrant fire of human life force. Interesting. And in the place of the stolen baby, they would leave a fairy child disguised with fairy glamour. These children were called changelings. So in other words, like, following that rule, they didn't live very long. It's a little ambiguous. Anyway, overthinking it. Years passed, and all that remained were the distant games and pretend play of childhood. Back then, I didn't know that real fairy tales were darker than anything I could possibly have dreamed up on my own. Oh, so good. So pretty. Oh. We had nearly reached the new house. I was eager to get out of this cramped car and see the new place. The long road trip wasn't agreeing with me, but I couldn't complain too much. After 5 years in a city I hated, we were finally moving back to Pine Hollow, the place where I grew up. That alone was enough to keep my sanity intact during the tense trip back. Unfortunately, the reason behind the move wasn't fantastic. Grandpa was ill again, and this time was under strict orders to take it easy. Since he had to avoid stress, he needed Dad's help with his business. Of course, he didn't think so, but Grandma was adamant, get help or retire. So we were on our way back so Dad could take over. In theory, anyway, not that Grandpa would let him. In any case, Dad wasn't too happy about leaving his current job or our house in the city behind, much less moving back across the state lines to our previous home. I was, though. I missed Grandma and Grandpa. I missed the trees and the looming embrace of the mountains that made Pine Hollow feel enclosed and protected. I missed my best friend. What I wouldn't miss was the stifling humidity of the city, the constant smell of hot rubber and car exhaust, not to mention the lack of stars and the way rain made everything smell like rust instead of warm earth. It wasn't all terrible. The parks were pretty, and being near to the water had been fun. School hadn't been awful, but I was hardly the loner girl skulking in the corners. I had friends, and I would miss them. But Allie wasn't just a friend, she was practically family. No one in the city could compare with that. And the city had never felt like home. I smiled slightly as the scenery beyond the car windows became more and more familiar. My tiredness faded to excitement. This new house wasn't that far from the old one, is it? Spencer, huh? Spencer says that. They're only a few miles apart. This one's in a very different neighborhood, though. Lots of trees, very wooded. I think you two will really like it after we get settled in. There's something about their eyes. They're just very, very sparkly. Dad said that, but from the look on Spencer's face, I didn't think it was true. Not for him, anyway. Dad pointed to a small forested mountain a few miles ahead. The neighborhood is nestled right at the front, at the foot there, and winds up the slope. It feels rural, but it's within walking distance from the town square. I was glad it didn't look like much development had happened in the years we'd been gone. In fact, it didn't look much had changed at all. So much forest, I almost forgot what it was like. Looks easy to get lost in. I gave him a sharp look and found him staring at me in that disquieting way he'd picked up over the last few years. He was already trying to start a fight about that. I quickly looked away, unwilling to give him the satisfaction. Another thing I missed was me and Spencer being close, like everyone seemed to think twins ought to be. But I didn't think that... twins, yeah, I can see that. But I didn't think that just moving back to Pine Hollow was going to fix that, though. Not with jabs like that aimed at me. Let it go already. No one's going to get lost, and I want you both to give me your word that you'll be careful in the forest. I don't want to have to ban you from hiking. Now Mom was starting too. I slumped back in the seat, watching the kaleidoscope of fall colors slide past. I had expected the issue to be brought up now that we were moving back, but I hadn't expected to start getting lectured before we even reached the new house. The realtor said there are trails. But that probably means animal trails, not actual hiking trails. Oh. I just saw a squirrel outside. Oh, the squirrel found a new nest, I think. Sorry, that's completely not related to the game. Okay. Not actual hiking trails. It can be dangerous if you aren't careful. We're not little kids anymore. There are lots of coyotes here, and cougars, even bears. There's also a pretty deep ravine in the woods behind the house, from what I understand. We just want to make sure everyone stays safe. Now that we're back, we don't want... Geez, it's been 5 years. I couldn't entirely blame everyone for their uneasiness about the whole thing. The disappearance 5 years ago, my disappearance 5 years ago, was the reason we moved in the first place. Not just the disappearance itself, though I'd been gone for more than a week, and that had definitely caused some drama. But there was the issue of how I just showed back up, and the other things that happened around that time. 5 years later, and my family was still shadowed by the repercussions of what had happened back then. Of course, I wanted them to move on. Everything back then had been my fault. Not just the drama the family had endured as a whole, but also what had happened to Spencer. Those weren't wounds that could just heal overnight, not the emotional ones. Not the physical ones, and definitely not the one inflicted on our relationship. And no amount of apologizing had ever helped. Dad turned into a quiet street that wound its way up into the trees. A few rooftops poked through the foliage. It was a great neighborhood that reminded me a little of where we'd lived before. The sweetness of nostalgia helped wash away some of the lingering bitterness from the previous conversation. I loved the place from the moment we turned onto the street and passed over a trickling creek that vanished into the woods. Down at the foot of the mountain and within walking distance of the houses was the main street of the town, filled with little shops and restaurants. But the neighborhood, hidden behind a thick wall of trees and curled around the mountainside, felt secluded and quiet. It was beautiful and perfect. Nora, go check the boxes up in your room to make sure they put the right ones in there. I'll let you unpack your things first, but I want you to go downstairs to help in the kitchen. Spencer, same for you. Movers had already arranged most of the furniture in the house under Grandma's supervision, but the boxes with the smaller items and personal belongings still needed unpacking. Since she had to take care of Grandpa, Grandma couldn't do much more than to tell them where to put the furniture and try to get the basics set up for us. We still had a ton of work to do. Mom immediately busied herself trying to hang curtains and make the house look lived in. Dad started ripping into the boxes in the family room. Spencer vanished upstairs. I left Mom in the kitchen and went to take a look at the rest of the downstairs. This house is really great. I'm glad you like it, honey. It wasn't new, but had been renovated inside. It looked modern and new, but still felt old and full of memories and someone else's history. I love it already. Wow, okay, that is something. That is beautiful. Color coordinated too. My bedroom was right next to Spencer's. The only thing separating them was a small shared bathroom. That was going to be so much fun. Sarcasm. He tended to act like any intrusion into his personal space was a huge affront, so I had to walk on eggshells if I didn't want to fight with him. I could only begin to imagine his whining and having to share counter space with all my icky girl things like a hairbrush and hand lotion. The horror. That aside, my room was pretty nice. It was bright and airy. I loved seeing my things already put exactly where I'd have put them anyway. It looks like Grandma even got my bed ready. All I had to do was unpack the rest of my personal stuff. I started with my school things, pulling off the tape off one box to get at what was inside. Suddenly the door to my side of the bathroom burst open. Spencer stalked in, dropping a dusty box on my clean bedspread. He could have at least knocked. They gave me one of yours. Don't pick a fight, just stay calm. I moved the box to the floor without saying anything. Spencer started to leave. Hang on, let me make sure I don't have any of yours. Hopefully he didn't make a habit of bursting in. Being my twin brother didn't mean he got to invade my privacy whenever he wanted. Especially since he'd have had an aneurysm if I had slammed into his bedroom that way. I quickly sorted through the boxes to see if any of his were lurking in my room. Sure enough, I found one with his name clearly scrawled on the top. Here, I think this one has some of your clothes. I nudged the box towards him with my foot. He scowled at me before picking it up and stalking back to his room. The door on his side of the bathroom slammed shut. Yeah, you're welcome. I felt like every interaction with him was like that lately. It was worse than ever, actually. But then, he wasn't likely to forget his negative memories of Pine Hollow soon, and I was pretty sure he was just annoyed by the fact I was happy to be back, which meant taking it out on me, of course. He'd never loved this place the way I had anyway, so he wasn't really inclined to overlook the bad memories in the first place. I sighed and continued pulling things out of boxes. Patience. It was just hard to have all this stuff stirred up again. I mean, if I accepted responsibility for what happened back then, I didn't think it meant I also had to sentence myself to guilt and misery forever. Not for something that had happened when I was 12, something I couldn't even remember. I left my boxes on the floor and went to peer out the window. I pressed my head against the glass, watching the trees sway slightly to the fall breeze. It was probably stupid to say I felt more complete in this town. At a glance, it looked like a dozen of others you can find scattered through the area. It was beautiful and sunny sometimes, and others. It was really eerie. There were days when the clouds hung low over the mountains, the fog was super thick through the trees, and you could almost imagine it was haunted. The truth was that I felt I had lost something in this place 5 years ago. Maybe I was only happy to be here because I felt that now I had the chance to get it back. Interesting. I left the window and went back to unpacking before Mom started yelling at me to come join the battle of unbubble wrapping the kitchenware. In any case, I was being annoyingly sentimental. Pine Hollow was special to me, maybe, but it wasn't special in general. It was one of those little towns with more urban legends than any reasonable person could count. Hundreds of stories about creepy happenings in the woods, and for every one of them, no matter how unlikely, there were dozens of people willing to believe it. That's probably why people were so quick to leap on the oddities of my disappearance. They weren't really even that odd, at least I didn't think so. The rational public wrote them off as strange but unexplainable. I got lost, then I got unlost, big deal. Though, to be fair, the first time it happened I was 9, and when I got unlost, I was also unhurt, even after 10 days in the woods alone. It was definitely lucky I got home safely. It wasn't supernatural, not like some people apparently insisted. It was just the amnesia that caught people off guard. I think I couldn't remember a thing that happened while I was missing. I still couldn't. But psychogenic amnesia was a thing. What kid would want to remember being terrified in the woods for a week and a half? Not me, clearly. I started filling my closet with clothes and carefully lined up my shoes and boots. I should totally get a new pair to celebrate being home. I left the closet and began arranging my study things on the desk. We'd be starting back to school on Monday after an inevitable busy weekend. The same private school we'd gone to before we left. That was the one thing I had mixed feelings about. There had been such a fuss about my last disappearance, the one when I was 12. That one had been real catalyst for everything. That had been when everything just broke. I've been missing for nearly 2 full weeks. The newspapers were running dramatic and hopeless stories. There was a speculation about whether I was a runaway or if it was a ploy for attention. After all, it had happened to me before. There were search parties out every day looking for any signs of me. My parents were heartbroken. Again. Spencer was out with the search party one evening and got separated from them. They heard his scream and feared the worst, but he ran out of the woods a short time later in hysterics, clutching at one of his eyes. Then I walked out after him in a daze but unharmed. They never found anything wrong with his eye. He lost the vision in it, but no one knew the reason. He was saying a lot of crazy things at the time. No one knew if it had hit his head or had maybe gone attacked by a stray cougar. And again, I didn't remember a thing. There was a lot of public interest in the incident due to the fact that it was the second one involving our family and me specifically. People loved mysteries, and I had given them one. If I wasn't making it up, and I wasn't, then what sort of trauma could give me amnesia twice? No one could do anything but speculate endlessly. My family tried to just get on with life, but it hadn't been easy, more like impossible. There had just been too much stupid speculation and skepticism. At school, there were rumors that we'd both done the whole thing for attention, and Spencer's injury was fake, that he had a psychotic episode and tried to kill me. It was a mess, so we just left. Why am I even thinking about this again? Because we need the plot. I shook off all those old negative thoughts. It was years ago. People had forgotten. Everything was going to be fine. I stacked the empty boxes off to the side. On the opposite side of the room, I set up my painting things. The cabinet for my art supplies was nearby, and I quickly stacked everything inside. The sunny room was going to be perfect for painting. It even faced north. I loved that they remembered that when they picked this room for me. Nora, are you finished yet? I'm nearly done. Give me a few more minutes. The writing style here doesn't separate dialogues from narration, so I don't know why.
There's a sticker that appear when they're talking.
Yeah. Other than the header changes. I turned my attention to a small library of old books. I had all the classics, all used and worn and beautiful, and of course there was a lot of Shakespeare. It only took a few minutes to get the books on the shelves. I tried to organize them properly tomorrow. Once I was finished unpacking, I gave my room a satisfied once-over before heading downstairs to help Mom unpack the kitchen. What should I do with the boxes in my room? We'll have to figure out what the recycling pickup schedule is so we can crush them and set them out. For now, just leave them. Okay? Meanwhile, can you set these out on the back porch? She motioned to a few large empty flower pots near the table. No problem. When you're back, I have a few things for you to take to the basement. Yay. Come on, hurry it up. Aye, Captain. I hefted the stack of pots and managed to wobble my way to the back door with them. Navigating the door handle was a bit interesting, but I managed to get outside without breaking anything. Wow. Okay, that is beautiful. Okay, that instantly makes me feel happy. Oh my god, look at the colors. I set them down near one of the brick columns and looked across the overgrown backyard. Something interesting caught my eye, and I hopped off the porch to go investigate. The back, in a little hollowed-out area near the fence, was a large ring of white mushrooms with round caps. A fairy ring. I smiled as I crouched down and poked one of them. We'd had one in our last house, too. Dad had tried everything to get rid of it, but it was very persistent. No matter what he treated it with, it always came back. He wouldn't be happy about it, but for some reason I liked having it there. I smiled slightly, remembering playing with Spencer in our previous backyard. We'd play tag, and whoever made it inside the circle first would be safe. Or we'd lay inside it and pretend we could see the fairies dancing on the mushroom tops or playing in the tree branches. I took a long, deep breath. I'm so glad to be back. What are you doing out here? I sighed and stood carefully brushing off my jeans. Why does he always have to sound so angry? Mom has more work for you to do. You know, if you have time between daydreaming and communing with nature. Is it possible for you to speak to me like I'm a human being? It would be if I was sure you were a human being. I hated the way he always said things like that with a completely straight face. Very amusing. I assure you that sisters are indeed human. Brothers, however, I'm not so sure about. Normally one would assume he hadn't meant it, literally, but I could never tell it with him. Just get back inside. As he turned away, he snapped a foot out, kicking over a few of the mushrooms. Why do you always try to ruin things just because I like them? I wanted to get angry, but then we'd just fight and didn't want to fight with him anymore. It took all of my self-control to swallow down the irritation. I stared at the broken fairy ring and bit my lower lip. You know, in stories, fairies tend to get pretty ticked off if you mess with their stuff. A strange look passed over his face, sort of confused and fearful at once. What the? Because it's a fairy ring? That's what a circular formation of mushroom is called. Whatever. He stalked back inside, leaving me by the broken fairy ring. I looked down at the crumbled mushrooms lying in broken bits on the grass. They'd grow back. It was stupid to care. I hated seeing something pretty messed up for a stupid reason. I hated that he had to ruin everything like some kind of creepy assassin of joy. I shoved my hands in my pockets and headed back inside. There was a quiet rustle of dried leaves behind me, and I glanced back. There was nothing there. Probably a squirrel or something. Casting one last glance at the fairy ring, I stepped back into the kitchen, prepared for a list of chores to complete before dinner. I was just glad Dad already talked about ordering pizza instead of trying to cook. That night I had a vivid dream. In it was the sense of I was looking for something and I had to find it. I had to find my way home. There were tall trees draped in emerald moss and groping branches that reached to the sun. There was a faint singing, childish voices whose words I couldn't make out. It was a dream that left the taste of and smell of warm, wet earth in my mouth as I woke. The smell quickly faded and was replaced by that of bacon and eggs as sunlight warmed my eyelids, beckoning me to wake up. I rolled over and snuggled deep into my blankets. Mom was already up. I could hear her downstairs talking to Dad as she cooked breakfast. The prickle of sunlight against my eyelids coaxed me out of sleep and warmed my face. Nora, I know you want to sleep in, but we still have a lot of unpacking to do. I'm up, sort of. The last remnants of my dream faded as I staggered out of bed and to my closet to rummage for something to wear. It was a dream I'd had many times, though not for a while. With the sense of having to get home, I assumed it was a dream from when I'd gotten lost in the woods. From when I'd gotten spirited away, as my grandmother always called it, being back must have been dredging up some of the old feelings from back then. I glanced towards my half-open curtains. It looks a bit chilly this morning. I should probably find something warm. This far north, it always felt like summer simply stopped abruptly, giving way to instant autumn. Yesterday, when we had arrived, it had been sunny with a hint of chill, but I was betting the mornings were pretty cold. Hey, Mom says to stop fooling around and get your butt downstairs. I nearly jumped out of his skin when he just walked into my room. In response, I snatched a stray sock and threw it his way. I'm getting dressed, you creep. Then shut the door. Fine. I marched across the room to slam the door in Spencer's face. I threw my clothes on and wrangled my curly hair into some semblance of a ponytail. Not exactly the height of stylishness, but we still had unpacking to do, and Mom could be a slave driver. Function over fashion, or whatever. I got downstairs in time to see Mom setting out the plates. First breakfast in the new house. Wow, you really went all out. Bacon, eggs, even pancakes, and glorious, glorious coffee. Dad walked by, munching on something, and Mom scowled at him. Sit at the table if you want to eat. Too busy. He reached for another piece of bacon, but she slapped his hand. He just grinned at her. As soon as she turned away, he grabbed the bacon and shoved it in his mouth, then fled the room. I rolled my eyes at them and was about to sit when Mom yanked my breakfast away ruthlessly. What? She pointed to several garbage bags and a box by the door. Uh-oh. You said you'd take them out last night and didn't. The bags go to the bins out in front and boxes go to the tool shed out back, both of them before breakfast. I'm hungry. I crave sustenance. I made sad whining noises and pawed at her for my plate. She wasn't buying it. Spencer swung by the table and took my plate out of her hands, snatching a slice of bacon off it and shoving it in his mouth. Like father, like son. Thanks, Mom. Looks delicious. That's mine, just so you know. He sidled past me, holding the plate just out of reach. There's plenty of food. Take the trash out, then you can eat. You are so mean, all of you. It was useless to argue. I already knew that. I sighed and trudged to the door, fumbling with a pair of flip-flops there before picking my poison and heading out. Which one doing first? Let's do the backyard first. Hope you know that this is cruel and unusual punishment. It's not punishment, just fulfilling obligations. Cruel. I barely got the last word in before the door slammed shut. She was big about obligations and responsibilities, but it wasn't too bad, I guess. Dad was way worse. I wrangled the box back to the tool shed at the far corner of the backyard. What even is in this thing? It must have been tools and stuff since it was heading to the shed. Mom should seriously just get rid of them anyway. Dad was a menace with anything sharp or connected to a power source. He was a businessman to the core, but a handyman, not so much. Disaster always ensued the moment he got his hands on tools. I waded through the weeds to the tool shed, noting that all the flower beds were still full of wilted bulbs. I needed some major cleanup. I glanced at the fairy ring when I passed it. New mushrooms had already popped up to replace the ones Spencer kicked over. It always impressed me how fast those things could grow. I smiled to myself. The shed was bolted shut, and I wondered if anyone had even tried to open it yet. If there are spiders in there, I will definitely scream. I set the box down and looked all around the bolt to check for creepy crawlies, especially those huge, intimidating orb weavers. A door slammed at the house over. I glanced over instinctively, but of course the privacy fence blocked my view. Regardless, it was impossible to avoid eavesdropping on what seemed to be two young guys talking. Did you have to drag me out of bed so early for this? I was up half the night. You're always up half the night. Come on, exercise is good for you, and you asked me to help you with this. I know. Two guys for sure. One had a deep, warm voice, the other just sounded half asleep. I smiled as I finally slid the bolt over and shoved the door open. Sounded like two high schoolers, maybe around my age. I quickly dropped the box off to one side and stepped out of the shed before some gross creepy crawly got on me. You know, with your skills, you should be great at this. I'm not going to take it easy on you. Hey, careful, there's no way I'm a match for your crazy just catch. I wasn't quite sure what had just happened. I just stepped out of the shed and suddenly I was on the ground, seeing stars and trying to figure out what just bounced off my head. It had looked vaguely football-shaped, but who the heck throws like that? Oh my god, are you okay? I blinked rapidly and looked around. Okay, now I'm hearing voices descend from the sky. I probably have brain damage. Up here. Oh, right. Someone was peering at me over the top of the wooden fence. Don't move, okay? I'm coming over. Lots of rustlings and suspicious movements later, and a huge dark-haired guy swung over a tree branch and into my yard. Wow, maybe it was just a blurred vision, but he was quite good-looking. Before I knew it, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Attractive was kneeling over me with a worried look on his face. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize anyone would be back here, and well, my friend was supposed to catch that. He, missed. Are you okay? I felt hands on my face as the boy tried to brush my bangs aside to get a look at my forehead. My cheeks instantly heated up. I made a feeble attempt to push his hands away as they grazed the painful bump forming. I'm fine, seriously. I mean, you have a really good arm, but the stars and little birdies are fading, so I think I'll be fine. He gave me a really sweet, apologetic smile. This is definitely not how I planned to meet new neighbors. He stood and offered me a hand, which I took to pull myself up. Well, there are worse ways to make an unforgettable first impression. Then again, given the size of the lump on my head, I might well forget this whole thing in a few minutes anyway. I'm kidding. He breathed an almost comical sigh of relief. Short of driving my car into your house, I can't imagine how this could get much worse. I'm Danny, by the way. And are you really okay? Nora, nice to meet you, and yes, I suspect the brain damage will be minimal. I'm really, really sorry. Hello, everything okay over there? Oh, wow. Okay, another head popped over the fence, and this one belonging to a pale, purple-haired boy. Definitely the sleepyhead. Oh, hello there. This is my friend Elliot, though most people just call him Mosey. Mosey? He was supposed to catch that. I smirked up at the boy dangling over the fence. Good job. He returned the smirk with a silly grin. Hey, playing catch with that quarterback this morning was not my idea. I'm sorry though, you have a huge bump on your head. I touched my forehead and winced. Yeah, that might need some ice. With luck, it'll get me out of helping unpack the kitchen. They both laughed. Well, we tried to be helpful. Next time, could you just pretend to bounce a ball off my head? I'm really, really sorry. I said it's okay. I still feel bad though. It's fine. I live with minimal brain damage, most likely. Ahem. We both looked up at the purple-haired guy who was still peering down at us from the fence. So not to interrupt, but I was wondering. I mean, I guess you'll be starting school around here soon. Yeah, on Monday. We're both seniors at Stone Circle Academy. You? Oh, cool. My brother and I are seniors too. We'll be starting there on Monday. That's where we went before we moved. Nice. So, you used to live there? A few years ago, yeah. We're moving back to be closer to my grandparents. Gotcha. So you and your brother are in the same grade? Twins. You lucked out though. I'm the good one. Spencer's evil. What the hell, Nora? You're supposed to be helping out, not flirting with the locals. Ah yes, great timing, as always. Finish up out there and get back inside. Mom's looking for you. I glared at the house as Spencer's head of auburn curls vanished back into the kitchen. See? Evil. Haha, sorry to interrupt your unpacking with flirting, especially when it entails nearly knocking you unconscious. I'll make it up to you sometime. It's not a big deal, though I wouldn't object if you aimed for my brother's head next time instead. I mean, since you like being so helpful. I'll try. It was nice to meet you, Elliot, right? Yep, I guess I'll see you on Monday. Yeah. He vanished behind the fence again, leaving me alone with Danny. Mind if I go through the gate on my way out? Hey, yeah, no problem. I showed him the way, then went back inside for an ice pack and breakfast. Mom spent a few minutes fussing over my head before setting my plate down in front of me and giving me the long list of chores I had to complete. It was going to be a long, long day. Chapter 2. Okay, there's a lot of subtle stuff going on that... Yeah, I don't know which direction it's trying to go. I don't know if, like, she's the fairy, or if she's the changeling, or if the boys are the changeling. It's not very clear. Or if there's some other changeling altogether. Huh, okay. What time is it?
It's been quite a while.
Yeah, it's been just 40 minutes. So 6 more minutes, and then we'll switch to the other game. I don't see them anywhere.
I don't know, I would stop there, you just changed chapter.
They were on the counter last night. Where are they? How the heck should I know? You never let me drive, so I don't keep up with the car keys. You two are going to be late for your first day if you don't find them soon. Not my fault. Spencer was scouring the house looking for the car keys that he insisted he'd left on the counter. I was rinsing the breakfast dishes and Mom was supervising. Spencer let out an exasperated groan from near the door when he was hunting around for the keys. Where's my other shoe? Oh my god, I don't know. I don't keep up with your stuff. I finished the dishes and wiped my hands, grabbing my book bag as I headed to the front door to see if Spencer had left the keys there instead. If I'm late because of you, we won't be late if you just help me find the keys. I won't have to help you find them if you just keep them with your stuff. I stalked to the front to check the little shelf by the cabinet there. No keys. I don't know why I opened the cabinet to check inside, but when I pulled the door open, I was confronted by Spencer's worn-out tennis shoes. Oh, the fairies have been moving things around, clearly. I blinked at it in surprise. What the? I snatched it out of the cabinet and just stalked back to the kitchen. I could only imagine that my sleep-deprived mom had put it there while doing the last of the unpacking. I wondered if Spencer had checked the fridge for the keys yet. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if... it wouldn't surprise me if that's where they were. I found your stupid shoe. Spencer looked up from where he was rummaging through the kitchen drawers for the keys. I tossed him the shoe, and as it somersaulted through the air to hit him, something flew out and hit the floor with a decidedly metallic sound. We both looked down in surprise. The car keys were sprawled carelessly on the kitchen floor. What were the keys doing in his shoe? Spencer immediately glared at me. Don't look at me, I didn't put them there. Where did you find this? In the cabinet by the front door. I could tell exactly what he was thinking, but I just shrugged. Sorry, it wasn't me. I don't know why your shoe was there, but I'm not in the mood to hear you blame me for it. He just scoffed as he set the shoe down and shoved his foot in it. He snatched the keys off the floor. Yeah, right. Mom hurried back into the kitchen. We found them. Someone put them in the front cabinet. I know, don't ask me. Maybe Dad did it. Whatever, someone probably just wasn't paying attention. You two need to leave now. You still have to stop and check in at the office before class. She practically shoved us both through the door. And thus came the quiet, uncomfortable drive to school. Spencer was driving our shared car and I was sitting quietly in the passenger seat because fighting over who got to drive just wasn't worth it. I hated riding with him though, but had no choice on that point. I was hoping after catching up with a couple of old friends I might be able to start bumming a ride with one of them. In the meantime though, so looking forward to your first day? We might not get along, but I hated awkward silences almost as much as fighting. It should not have been this painful to ride a car with my brother for 10 minutes. Yes, typical Spencer response. Curt, cryptic, utterly useless for conversation. I take that as a no. Depends on how many classes I have with you. Really? Can we not start the day like this? Then can you not talk to me? I bit my lip and stared out the window. It would have been nice if we could have, I don't know, supported each other or something, like actual siblings. Okay. He was always like this. I should have been used to it by now. Trying to talk to him anymore never did any good. Over the years, I'd learned that the easiest way to avoid an argument with him was to just pretend he didn't exist. I stared out at the window, watching the trees pass. I hated this. A few minutes later, we were pulling into the school parking lot. As soon as we found a space, Spencer jumped out and went straight inside. I grabbed my stuff and slammed the door, pausing to take a deep breath. I was not letting him ruin my day, or I tried not to anyway. By the time I got inside, he was already walking out of the office with his schedule in hand. He didn't even look at me. I guess that was his way of letting me know I was on my own today, not that I expected anything else. It didn't take long to get my own schedule printed. As I left the office still looking it over, I heard a long familiar squeal heading my way. I couldn't keep the grin off my face when I saw Allie Fisher, the one person I'd kept in touch with the last 5 years, barreling toward me. Nora, I just saw Spencer. Dang, he's pretty. I didn't think he'd get so tall. Ew, that's the first thing you're going to say to me when we finally see each other again? Also, that's not tall. You tower over him with a good set of heels. Oh, come on, he's not my brother. I'm allowed to admire him. She grinned and grabbed my arm, pulling me away from the office and down the hall. You're gross, and your crush on him is super weird. Nope, like I said, I'm allowed. Allie, trust me when I say this, you can do better. No, I don't think so. In fact, I'm thinking later today I need to catch up with Spencer a bit. I say again, you. She just laughed at my discomfort. I couldn't keep the smile off my face as we walked together. We'd kept in touch, but this was my first time actually seeing her in a long time. So, how's the unpacking going? I was going to call this weekend, but I figured you'd be busy. We're nearly done. Mom's been a total slave driver. It's kind of scary. I remember how she is. I actually thought about coming over to help, but well, then I remembered how she is. You're the worst friend. Nah, I'm a great friend. I'm super glad you're back. This is going to be a great year. I'm glad to be back too. Though before anything else, I do have to warn you about... I heard you were back in town. That voice. I shot Allie a look and she gave me an apologetic smile in return. So this was what she was going to warn me about? Kara, my other friend from Pine Hollow. I hope you managed to stick around for the full year. Wouldn't want you to end up getting lost again as soon as you get back in town. Well, there goes the idea of people have forgotten about that. Oh, I don't intend to get lost anywhere. If you want to, though, I can definitely give you directions. From besides me, Allie snickered quietly but said nothing. I really couldn't believe Kara was still bitter about that incident. I got that my last disappearance had disrupted her little concert, and that she and her mother had always had big aspirations regarding her musical career. But it's not like I ruined things on purpose, and I hadn't exactly asked everyone to ditch the concert and join the manhunt for me. I knew it had to be it had to have sucked, but I had apologized, and I was getting tired of apologizing for something I couldn't even fully remember. Anyway, they were pretty strict on attendance these days. The teachers aren't too keen on people who just take off for attention whenever they want, so you might want to be careful. No one's going to believe convenient amnesia either, not this time. She walked past with a glare aimed my way. I let out a long sigh. Well then, what a thing to come back to. My family had moved away before we had the chance to work things out, but maybe I should have tried to mend fences with her before we got back. To be fair, I hadn't expected her to still be mad. As it was, that was just another thing to feel guilty for. At the very least, I was sorry that her relationship with Allie soured because of me. They clearly weren't exactly buddies anymore either. Sorry about that. I was just getting around to warning you about her. She's been cranky ever since she heard you were coming back. Allie pulled me down the hall in the opposite direction of Kara. Don't apologize. I can't believe she's mad. Normal people don't get mad about things like that. Well, she thinks I was trying to mess things up for her intentionally because I was jealous or whatever. That's ridiculous, maybe, but she wasn't the only one. Half the town thought it was just some cry for attention, remember? Oh, whatever. Anyone who knew at the time wouldn't have known better. That includes Kara. That's when Spencer started hating me too, so maybe they know something I don't. I gave her a tired smile. Come on, perk up. You can't look all grumpy on your first day. I know. So what's your first class? Literature, Mrs. Roberts. Same. I was relieved. Being around someone who actually wanted me there might make my morning suck a little less. You'll love her, come on. She dragged me the rest of the way to class. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because I'm over my time. But this looks like they put a lot of effort into writing a lot of narration. And I get the feeling it's building up to something much more intense and strange and weird. So I might come back and check on this later. I'm gonna save it here. Where's the save? Save. There we go. How do you get out of the save? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop now and I'll come back to it later in my own time. So after this, our next game is Fugue in Void. I think it's a good title to transition from this one, from Changeling to Void. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break about 5 minutes or so, and looks like my computer's doing fine today, so I don't have to restart anything. So after the 5 minutes, I'll be back with the second game, Fugue in Void. Before I go, I should mention that Changeling is made by Steamberry Studios, and I'm going to post a link to their itch.io page so that anyone interested can just click on it and go to the game directly. There we go. So that was Changeling by Steamberry. I will be back in about, let's see, 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. We're gonna start up the second game. The second game is Fugue in Void. It looks like a surreal, weird thing. I don't even know what it's about. There's no menu or descriptions or anything. When I tested it, I saw nothing. So I'm gonna start it up, see what that looks like. Gotta have some chance to explore it now. Okay, I'm gonna set a timer while the game is loading. Okay. They have only one graphics option. I wonder if the controller's gonna work on this. I'm gonna try it out. And controls is standard Unity stuff. Okay, play. Okay, it's loading up. Oops. Sure. Fugue in Void.
Fugue. Fugue in void. It's a French word. Fugue. Yeah, works. Yes.
So far I'm seeing a little tiny spot on the screen. It's moving slightly. If you stare at it, it seems to get a little bigger. I'm actually trying to walk towards it, so it's not just staring. It's getting slightly bigger. It's getting a little bit bigger. Oh, it's changing too. Okay, much bigger now. It's like a center point. There's a tiny circle there. Oh, it's gotten so much bigger now. Oh, wow. I don't know if I actually did anything or if it just did this on its own. Oh, damn. I'm going through a tunnel of some sort. Oh, wow. That is bright. What? Okay, that's so surreal. I don't know if I'm doing anything or if it's just happening on its own.
You can try the XY control on your keyboard.
I don't know if it's actually doing anything.
Or do your keyboard. Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. It's serial for sure. It's changing the type of changing the perspectives and making something not have consistency. Okay, what's next? Okay, feels more like a movie than a game. Because I can't seem to press or affect it in any way.
Unless it didn't start yet.
What are we looking at?
Metal? Surface of the planet.
I'm pressing random keys to see if anything happens.
Maybe you can press escape.
I did press escape, it didn't do anything.
That's weird.
No, now it's a whole planet. Okay. Wow, that looks really cool. What? Huh. Am I supposed to like walk through this? Yeah. Okay, like controls are finally working. See, I can move side to side, I can move forward, I can move backwards. I cannot look backwards though. Oh, I can jump too. Oh, we're coming up to a city of some sort, or wall. Oh my god. What?
It looked like you jumped.
Yeah, you can jump. You can go sideways and you can jump. And we're going forward already. It's just really, really slow. I guess they force you to really experience the environment. Huh. The texture is changing. It's becoming more like the stone that the city seems to be made of. It's gonna go backwards too. Huh. Okay. Do I get to choose which way I go? Or do I go forward? Because I can't seem to... Oh, use the mouse to look around. Oh my god. Okay.
So
I should have...
the game just started.
Yeah. So I guess I could have gone backwards too. Oh, you can run. Just shift is run. Whoa. Okay. Mike. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh. Okay. I hear steps. The steps show up when I start to walk.
Oh, you can run.
Hmm?
You can run.
No, running doesn't seem to work.
Can you look around?
No, it's all black.
It's a very weird game.
Yeah, it's just a dark screen. That's probably what the people are seeing. Oh, I saw something flicker on the right. I thought I did. Or maybe it's a shadow. Or maybe it's a reflection from the room. It's probably a reflection from the room.
I guess there's nothing going on now.
I just pressed escape. Didn't seem to do anything.
That's the name of the game again.
Oh,
Oh!
what just... I fell through that? My god.
Oh my god.
Don't want to fall through another one.
There seems to be a button.
That's a button. Okay. There's a sense of isolation here. That's very uncomfortable.
Is that...
What is that? Okay, this is not a mirror. But it's set like a mirror. See? Is it coming back to a place I was already there? No? It's not the same place. No, it's not. Huh. There's a button. But there's this place too. Huh. Weird. Okay. There's two stairs. Maybe something opens those. More stairs? Okay. It's coming back to the same room. Just different levels of the same room. Oh. Wonder what that did. Okay. Oh, there's another one. Maybe it opens something, but it closes again once I leave. Or could be a permanent open. That's also possible. Can I fall? No. Okay, going back downstairs to that big button. Okay. Oh my god, it's another one. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait until I fall out into a new place. Ah, there we go. These are glowy cubes now. Oh, wow. Wow, that is strange. Okay. That is such an interesting effect. Such a maze. There's two ways to go about it. It's another button. Well, something opened. What opened? Is it this thing? Well, this is... I don't know where to go with there. Huh. Okay.
But it's the same on the sides too. Like open every side.
Oh. That is... What? How does that work? Oh my god. This is so confusing. It's a new place. Upstairs. How do they make something like this? What? This cube is moving. Whoa. Okay. Just little doors on the side. What? Huh. Okay. What's in here? I don't know what's going on. So detailed, the walls. Maybe I should follow the music or something. I'm afraid of getting stuck in a dark place. Was that the exit? Because everything just went dark. Ooh. What? We have different colors now. What? What's going on? Oh my God. This is not helping my headache. I didn't even get to do anything. What? What's going on? This is like the video game equivalent of an abstract painting. I have no idea what's going on. Struggle to turn left. What? What? We have different colors now. Let's not fall into... Oh, wow. Let's not fall into the hole right away. Let's see what's here. I can't seem to run now. Oh, such bright lights. There's like tons of holes, so it's like, which hole do you want to fall into? Oh, bright, so bright. How about this one? No? I can't fall into the hole? Oh, they won't let you fall into the hole, apparently. What about this hole? No? Oh. Wow, that's different. Am I going the right way? So you just walk around until it loads to the next level. Oh. Huh. Oh, I can move around. Ow. That doesn't help my headache. Looking away from the blast. Can't seem to move from the spot. Huh. We're back in a running around stage again. Looks like sand or something like that. Okay, this is the only set of stairs, so maybe something's gonna happen. Oh. Okay, what happened as a result of that? Oh. Let's see if something opened. Oh, these things opened, I think. Oh, it's a person made of little tiny pellets of some sort. What? Okay, that's weird. Okay, well, that's a lot of exploration. I'm gonna stop a bit early right now and take a longer break because I have a headache. I need to just let it rest for a bit, and there was a lot of flashing lights. But that was super interesting. I've been seeing a lot of these experimental abstract games coming up. It's not my favorite genre, but it's interesting to explore them and see, like, because clearly people get something out of it. That's why they have them. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, about 10 minutes or a bit more than 10 minutes. And when I come back, we're going to look at what's the next game? Haque or Haque. So that was the one we just looked at, was Fugue in Void, or Fugue in Void, depending on how you pronounce it, and it was by Mosh Link, and that's the link for the their page. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break now, and I'll be back in about 12 minutes. And we are back with the third game in our session today. The third game is called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Haque or Haque. I think that's the two options. I'm gonna start it up, and let's see what it's about. I forgot to create the shortcut, so I have to browse for it a bit. There we go. Okay. There we go. It's a bit dark. Like, dark, no, I don't know if it's dark in terms of the theme, but it's dark in terms of actual visual darkness. The music is interesting. It's intriguing, I find. I hope it's visible. Can't see the stream and the screen at the same time, so I guess you'll have to let me know if you can't see anything. Okay, so does the controller work? I believe it does. Yes, it does. Let's look at the options. You know, it looks a little blurry. Okay. I think this is somewhat better. I'll keep the glow. Umbra. Umbra is that. Halfway is good. I don't know if I want screen flicker, honestly. I kinda... Yeah, I think it's gonna give me a headache, so I'm gonna not have screen flicker. Screen shake, maybe? Okay, let's go with that. Game options... Enemy spiciness. That's an odd term to use. I'm assuming that refers to enemy difficulty. Let's go with that. I'm gonna do a little bit of the tutorial to see like what it's about. Yeah, this looks like an old screen, like an old game monitor that has dust on it. Okay. Neria's Root Bottom. That's the name of the character, I'm guessing. Greetings, traveler. Let's get moving, shall we? Click around your character to move in a direction. If I use the mouse... Oh, we cannot go diagonal. Okay, well, I guess that answers that question. Iron broadsword? Okay, the red circle is your field of vision, I guess. That's an interesting way of doing it. What? Okay. I picked up, so the first one was Lyra's attacks junk for 6. Junk is slain. Lyra's picked up an iron broadsword. So this is like the old Ultima games. Like the really old ones. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I see the aesthetic now too. Except it's not like PC speaker music, it's like really nice music. Dungeons are perilous for lone adventurers. To pick up equipment, stand on top of it, and click your character. Okay. Fire. We don't do anything with the fire. What's X? X is... Okay, X is the menu. Champion, HP and MP up. Fatal, you are difficult to take down. Mana Kinesis, MP recharges on melee hit. Okay. What are these? Huh. They remind me of the virtues of... No, this is just the characters' equipments. Okay, this is the inventory, I'm guessing. Yeah. I can equip it by putting it on the sword thing. Yeah, there we go. Dash cut. Okay, so that's a weapon ability. Okay, stats. What does LB do? Okay. Huh. Oh, it's a training dummy. Okay, I've done that already. Okay, we did that. Cool. Oh, something sparkly there. I picked up something. Jerky. Cool. It's food of some sort, yeah. Dried meat. There we go. Shuriken. Long distance attack. Skills change depending on your equipment, class, and cultural background. If you get scared, you can back out with the right click. Okay. I don't have a right click because I'm using a computer. I wonder what key is mapped to it. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Huh. Why isn't it working? Oh, it needs charging or something? Yeah, the key isn't mapped, so I won't be able to use the controller for that. Okay. I was pretty sure there was let me see. Controls. Confirm, deny, okay. Up, down, backpack, ally, options, weight. Weight, map, quick item. Quick skill is LT. Drop item is X. Quick skill, huh? Okay. Ah. Okay. That's how you do it. You hold LT and you select the skill and you pick the direction and then you confirm. Okay. So there is a way using the controller. That one is the percentage hit. Percentage chance of hitting. Okay, we use the skill, then now what? Okay, maybe I have to use my skill to get through this, yeah. Shuriken maybe? The red circle represents the area that they can see. What sliding thing? Ah. Okay, let's try the dash cut again. Ah, interesting. What is this? Treasure chest is slain. I got a boot, burlap boots, and iron. Oh, cool. I got lots of equipment. Is there a quick equip? Iron. Iron. Azure. Azure Xale? Yeah. That was a special one. Okay. This looks cool. Let's see. Equipment determines your statistics. Prepare carefully for the challenges ahead. Hover over equipment in your inventory to preview changes to your stats. If you want to learn more about your stats, try hovering over them too. We'll do that later. Okay. Oh, that's the turn order on the left here. This is the turn order. Interesting. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll use dash cut again. Can't use it a second time. Let's use shuriken. Get poisoned. Okay, that worked. It's a puppy. Oh, it's a puppy that joined the party. It's adorable. Oh, you can change the status of like the I guess the intent of the ally, so defend, attack, or whatever that is. A familiar is an adventurer's best friend. They act in their own, mostly intelligent way, but you can adjust their behavior by right-clicking on them. When a familiar HP reaches 0, they'll turn into a ghost. Don't worry, they'll come back when you go through a warp gate. Your character, on the other hand, once they're dead, Try not to die. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I'm gonna do attack on that. Good doggy. Or is that a cat? It's a cat, I think. Anvils let you combine 2 pieces of compatible equipment. Cool. Try combining your iron broadsword with your azure sale. Made an azure broadsword. Have fun experimenting with anvils. Interesting. Okay. Okay. And azure net. Oh, cool. And to go. We got an azure broadsword now. And it says it has dash cut. It has ice. It's an ice weapon. Okay, so against fire creatures will be great, I guess. Is there anything else I can combine? Iron and burlap boots. I'm just gonna experiment. We don't know what's gonna create, huh? Let's experiment. Iron greaves. Iron greaves. Huh. You thought smithing was complicated, wait till you try trading with a merchant. Click the items you want in the merchant's shop, and then click the items in your inventory to offer a trade. When you're ready, click the trade button. Merchant may or may not accept your offer. If your offer offends them or if you steal from them, they won't trade with you anymore. That's business. So what does the merchant have? They have iron mace, burlap sock, sable pendant. Huh. Moon silver tacky boots. Fruit of wisdom. Grenade. Little metal ball. One day it'll be a big exploding ball of fire and death. That sounds cute. Okay, I seem to be interested in this. What do I offer in return? I don't have gold, do I? Can I offer my puppy? No. Let's not do that. Okay, 2 jerky for that necklace. Sure, why not? That seems fair. Okay. Offhand weapon. Ah, interesting. How about that? How joking. Okay. So no. Okay. Well, let's equip that. Feeling prepared? I find there's no teacher like failure or experience. When you're ready to move on, step on through that warp gate. Good luck. Cool. That was the tutorial. Okay, so now for the main game. Greetings, traveler. I'm glad you're here. This once peaceful land has been overrun by monsters. Only a champion of great skill can free us from this blight and banish the evil which poisons the land. Will you help? Both options are yes. Excellent. I'm sure you'll do splendidly. Forgive me, traveler. My eyes are not what they used to be. Would you mind describing yourself? That's a cool way to say, like, build your character. Okay, so our options are human ruffian, human burglar, or human werewolf. Okay, and DB, chain arrow, and Carol. Carol is probably the pet. How do you read this? No. I have no idea how to read that. Deep Brook and Mojo. Guario, Moonkid, and Claws. Cloves? These are hard to read. Okay, they have the same health and mana. MP. They have different skills though. So this is like their inventory and equipment, inventory, and stats. I have no idea, honestly. We have to play the game a few times to get a feel for it. Or are these locked? No, these are just different colors. So that. Minerda Deep Brook. Welcome to Haque. The monsters here don't even lift. Okay, there's skills. Arc throw, quick step, dash cut, and sneak. And items, hamburger, jerky, iron knife, and health potion. Cool. Oak boomerang, iron manica, iron broadsword, severed toe. What? Okay. Iron toed boots and beard. I see. The second one, the rogue. I do have a sword here. I'm gonna try to cut the grass, yes. Doesn't seem like what's an option. Okay, let's try the arc throw. That didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was.
It's a satyr. Okay. They dodged too. I don't know what's going on. Okay. How do you attack with the throwing weapon? Arc throw, quick step. Quick step moves us closer. I can do this. Okay. It's very detailed. There's like a lot of stuff going on here. So you can't see too far away because of the grass, the tall grass. Maybe you're wondering who I am. That's just fine. I love talking about myself. I don't get many visitors, you know. A long time ago, I'd have fought these monsters off myself, but alas, those days are long gone. Now I spend my days reminiscing by the fire. How am I talking to you then? Magic, of course. I'm extremely magical. Okay, I'm gonna check this. Oak boomerang. Wooden club that returns to your hand if you miss, most likely out of pity. Oak equipment is made of sterner stuff than your average table leg. Arc tool, okay. Varnish. It's a type of plant that I have as a sidekick. It's some sort of graveyard, it seems. There's a tiny mouse. This land used to be so quiet before all these monsters moved in. Well, this part of the land anyway. I don't get out much. Aw. I just killed a mouse. Didn't have to kill a mouse. Jerky. Maybe I should eat some jerky. Let's see how much health it gives you. Maybe I need to do it that way. Yeah. Okay, 13 health points. Slice of pie and a jerky. They put these things in treasure chests. I mean, I can see that the jerky is gonna last, but the slice of pie, it's going to get rotten in a while. Wow, powerful. Oh, there's a portal. done? I guess so. Eye of Shadow. Accuracy up while sneaking. You remain sneaking even if you miss. Chutzpah. Evasion up slightly. Shopkeepers are more inclined to deal with you. Dash cut speed up. Okay. Let's take the middle one. Forge onward. Have I told you yet about the time I fought a whole horde of angry skeletons? It was a bad time, let me tell you. Oh, that's water. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Did we kill it? Yeah. Well, maybe it was a little less than a horde, and I'm not sure they were angry, but hard to tell with skeletons. And there were a lot of balloons around for some reason. Whoa, that was a really powerful attack. Fish person. It's an ogre. Drink potions to regain health. Okay, potions is not a bad idea. Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do a dash cut. You killed a manticore and all of you on your own. Glad to see it. You won't believe what those beasts did to my vegetable garden. Vegetable garden? Didn't get anything there. Look, in my defense, skeletons didn't used to come to life all over the place. In your defense. Oh, there's an item here. Pocket sand. What does pocket sand do? Handful of dry sand, apply it vigorously to your opponent's eyes. I see. Apparently the potions refill once at the portal. That hit. Miranda's Bonk sitter for 9. Yeah, that hit. That was it? Okay. There were no shopkeepers here. Came in through there. There's no place there. Nothing there. Okay. I think I explored everything then. This is a very different style of game. I like that it's turn-based. I like that weird light and black and white thing going on. What does this do? Move speed up slightly. Equipping headgear, armor, footwear, and accessory takes less time. Okay. Offhand barrage. Chance of no cooldown for offhand strike and arc throw. Okay. Cool step. Chance of no cooldown for quick step. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, I'll take that one. Be warned, traveler, a terrifying beast lurks in these parts. Her name is so horrible I don't dare utter it. I call her the Skeletitan. Should you come upon her, be sure you're well equipped. At least bring snacks. The monsters here are sluggish and tired. Gotta be slow. This land was so nice before bad things happened. Oops, I mean sigh. Does that look better? I'm just trying to get a point across here. How do I get there? Wow, what was that? Oh, it was a bite. Okay. I need some sort of health. I have 4 jerky, so I can have one of them. There we go. Imp's fire. Oh, wow. That was a critical hit, though. That was really hardcore. It's a fish that's walking. Snapper. That is super hardcore. Okay, what if I do a quick step? Another quick step. Okay. Now, an arc throw. Okay. Now it's stunned. I'll take this moment to do, eat a hamburger. Let's do a dash cut. Okay, that was good. Okay, that was good. How do we level up? Do we even level up?
No, I think it's just by
Oh my god.
And those things.
Oh. Yeah. So we can make something. We have an iron knife. And I could take a risk and see what happens. What is that? Take the iron knife, combine it with the iron broadsword. What happens? No, you get an iron knife with it, so I don't want that. What if I iron broadsword with the iron? Yeah, then you get iron broadsword. But it's the 2, 12, 16, and 1. And this one is 2, 12, 16, and 1. Can opener? That's the... Oh, the thing changes, the ability changes. Interesting. I don't want that. What about... I don't seem to they're all consumable, so I can't really combine anything. I need to find more stuff before coming back. It's a bed. Fruit of Wisdom. Fruit of Wisdom. What does this do? Oh, restore skills. Okay. Oh. Lab courier armor. Okay. Let's check it out. We have a new armor. It's 261 to 18.5. Okay, that seems superior. Let's try combining the knife with this burlap thing. Let's see what happens. Corroded rapier. 212. Dashcard 212, 16, 1. Footwork 212, 0, 1.5. Okay. Oh. Going back to the beginning. Wish there was a simple way to look at the map. Let's try the arc through on that. What just happened? Okay, that is powerful. Hot dog water, that's the name of the creature. Let's eat a hamburger. Let's try a dash cut. Okay, let's try the quick step again. Okay, let's have a hot dog, I guess. Okay, that helped. That was pretty close. Oh, it's that same place? This map is big. Oh, there's a portal. Corroded lizard axe. Okay. It looks like there's a chest or something on the other side. Okay. I have fruit of wisdom. Courage rapier, courage lizard axe. Wild spin. Oh, accidentally got in there. Okay, that was 3 levels that I played. Chance of no cooldown for offense strike. Buff step. It's hard to pick the middle one. Attack speed up after quick step. And move speed up slightly. Equipping headgear and takes less time. Okay. Maybe that's useful. Okay, I'm gonna save and quit now because played 3 levels already. So that was interesting. I don't know what the end goal is. I guess it'll reveal as the guy talks more over time, but the gameplay itself is interesting. It's a weird mixture of old stuff and new stuff. I liked the field of view, the way they were doing it. So it implied that anything outside of the field of view is black and white, like closer to the old style, and the field of view is kind of like a newer look on the thing. I didn't really like that you couldn't go diagonally. But I did like the turn-based order of it. I would have preferred like combat in all directions. What else? I'm gonna come back and try it out later to see like where it eventually goes. when I initially tested this, there was the intro that showed something about a game breaking. So I wanted to know what that was about, but it hasn't revealed it yet. There was something about like when the character went close to dying, there was a bit of a blur and the screen getting glitchy, and it reminded me of that, what I saw in the intro. So I don't know if it's related, but it could be something to look into. Okay, so that was Haque by let me see, by Super Try Studios, and this is the link to their itch.io page if you want to check out their games. There we go. So that was our 3 games for tonight. We looked at Changeling by BRJE Studio. We looked at Fugue in Void by Mosh Link, and Haque by Super Try Studio. So that's the end of our session. That's the summary of the games at the bottom. The art on this page is done by the art, like the background art and and the layout is done by Rifna, and their links to their profile is on the screen. I will also paste them in the chat so that you can all click on it directly if you're interested. There you go. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So our next stream would be on Friday the 17th, I believe. And it will be 3 more games from this bundle, the bundle for racial justice and equality. Oh, and here's the link to the bundle itself. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. There we go. And until then, until Friday, everyone have a good night and a good Thursday. And I'll see you all on Friday.